Since 1994, it's been a tradition for the South African government to rally behind its national teams, a legacy that former President Nelson Mandela, of course, championed. So today, we're still taking you down memory lane to that historic moment when Bafana Bafana won the 1996 Africa Cup of Nations. So joining us in studio to discuss this, our latest guest is the Deputy Minister of Sports, Peace Mabe. Thank you so much indeed for joining us, DM, on this Saturday as we reflect to such a moment where, you know, South Africans really felt proud. Let me get your... where were you at the time? Do you remember? Do you remember the chill that we all had, the excitement that South Africans had? I was still too young then.
Thank you very much, and good morning to the viewers at home. Of course, you know, this takes me back down to memory lane, and where I was young. I was a child. I think I just matriculated. Mm-hmm. And it was very exciting moments in the country. Remember the dawn of democracy.
Yes.
Everyone looking forward to build a new South Africa. People across all colors and across all sectors of life, you know, coming together, saying that this is the new South Africa, and you could feel the rebirth of a new nation. And it looked like 10 years of achievement, but we were talking less than 12 months that, you know, we've had our first democratic elections. And everyone felt refreshed and new. You know, that was the spirit of patriotism. And the spirit that we could have upholded to this date. But then, back then, South Africa had to really prove itself. That apartheid, you have caused a lot of damage. You've disadvantaged us because we could not participate in international sports. But here we are, as a country that has been disadvantaged. Here we are talented. We are showcasing our talent. We are also instilling confidence in our leadership to say that the current leadership, it is steering the country in the correct direction. And, you know, sports, it's there to unite, as Nelson Mandela has said it. So we really felt that unity through sports, and especially through Bafana Bafana scoring. You can look at the past videos as well. You'd see, you know, even at the stadiums, it was people of color. It was a rainbow nation that we all envisaged for. Even sports, soccer, when we spoke transformation, we would not even speak about soccer, because soccer, naturally, it was transformed as one of the longest and oldest games that has been played, or sporting code that has been played in South Africa. So it was a watershed moment for South Africa, and it is a history that has been written forever. And those who participated then, we still salute them, because no one was able to do what they did. 30 years with all the opportunities and the support that has been given to them.
And I mean, the support for our national teams is quite critical. I mean, from the South African government's perspective, I mean, just listening to President Cyril Ramaphosa on the steps of the union buildings yesterday, you know, and, you know, giving that hope to our players to go out and do well. And this is, of course, you know, in the Americas. But how important is that support, for that support to be there, given that you have sport seen as such a magnificent unifier? Every time a game is played, a big game is played, people of different colors, creeds would always be at the stadium. It's something that really brings us together, that we get to enjoy.
Support from the government perspective, it's finances, it's money. When Treasury cuts DSEC budgets, it means that we are not going to attain the social cohesion that we are fighting so hard for. It means that the grassroots sports, the school sports, the university sports, children from rural areas will never be supported.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of support that the government has to build around sports. And I don't know what informs the budget cuttings, but you know, every time when there is any challenges of finances, the first department, Treasury, will then target sports. But the
and it affects logistical arrangements and everything if there's financial...
It affects, you know, and also not understanding the contribution that sports brings in terms of the GDP of the country. You know, with one athlete, there's a doctor that is involved. There's a dietitian that is involved. So one athlete can create more than 7 to 10 jobs.
Correct.
So we've undermined that, and we've never actually looked into that and really invest in our sports.
Sorry to interject, Deputy Minister, but how do we restore that? Because that would also have an impact on the morale of our players across the board. If they do not feel supported, if they do not feel that there is equal treatment between female soccer players, male soccer players. I mean, everyone's making a contribution, and we're talking about people that are employed, as you've mentioned. That would impact on the morale of not just soccer players, but across the board. How do we fix that?
There should be a political will. There should be a will. There should be a political will. We should be able to talk about things that makes others feel uncomfortable. I still don't understand why there is no women policy on soccer. I still don't understand why women sports is not formalized. And you know, when you speak about this, you get marginalized. You feel it, that people feel irritated. You irritate them. They don't want you to speak about that because inclusion is what was fought for. And sports is not about males. It's about disabled. It's about women as well. So in the inclusion that we fought for, that was there in 1994. With time, it vanished. And other sports were elevated and others were not. So the support that is there, it needs serious political willingness and open and robust, frank debates.
Discussions.
Yes. I am very unapologetic when it comes to women's sports. I want salary discrepancies to be done away with. Because women also are important and they're contributing even more. You know, if we were to put facts on the table, they work harder. So it cannot be correct that 30 years down the line, we are here and we only celebrate what happened 30 years. What about the achievements of women throughout the journey of the past 30 years?
Yeah. And I mean, as we head to the World Cup, Deputy Minister, what kind of support are we going to see for Bafana Bafana? Yesterday, those were great words from the President, you know, encouraging, you know, the boys to go out and do well. You know, our hopes stand on their shoulders, essentially. But they're going to need support. They're going to need to feel like DSAC is there for them. And the nation itself is behind them.
Normally during Olympics, we invite the creatives, the art sector. We take them to wherever the Olympics are hosted. And we create a place called Ekaya, a home away from home, where South African talent it is showcased, because there can't be sports without arts. We also invite artists to come and perform. We invite South African made brands to go showcase their talent as well. So we want to take the very same concept to where Bafana Bafana will be playing. Hopefully that they will be able to play until the finals. So if they do that, then it will be good for South Africans. But again, just moral support from the seats, you know, from the stadium. That is also important. Those that can afford to pay for themselves, we want to encourage them to do that. But as they do that also, they must look for credible travel agents so that they are not scammed. So it's open. People should apply for their visas. We also would want to engage the president that those that are applying for visas for this purpose of going to support Bafana Bafana, that there should be a standard recommendation letter that can be arranged with various travel agents, but they also do have their way of applying for visas. So moral support is very important. My recent trauma, I went to India to support the cricket women. During, you know, when we got there, it was, you could just see that it's just less than 10 South Africans. You know, the rest, it was just Indian people. And over and above that, you are told that there are more than 20 million Indians who are watching online who could not come. So, you know, home ground also gives advantage as well. It can work to the advantage of those that are hosting or to their disadvantage, because they might also feel pressured. But that as well, you know, just to see the flag. After all this, when we engage with players, they say, you know, at some point I looked around, things were not going well, but just to see the flag, I felt that South Africans are behind us. So fan parks, fan parks, as well. The very same mood and vibe that we
had in 2010.
We experienced 2010. We're bringing it back.
I love that.
The Ministry of Happiness is bringing it back.
I think we're really going to have fun, and we're certainly going to support. And you know, I don't think we will experience what you experienced in India. We're a different breed as South Africans. You know, we get very excited about our own. We do.
But if we're not there in majority, for reasons that are all known
I really
to
think
us,
those fan parks,
Mexico is very far. We won't be able to be there.
Those fan parks,
fan parks should be there, yes. And players as well must know that there are fan parks across the country.
That's right.
That the 72 million people are behind them. So that will also boost their morale.
And those fan parks were really very effective during the 2010 World Cup. We all came together and watched. Deputy Minister, thank you very much indeed for joining us, for your reflections, of course, on the class of 1996 and, of course, the support for Bafana Bafana as we go to the World Cup. Thank you very much indeed. The Deputy Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture, Peace Mabe, joining us there.